Lotus Squad. Welcome back to Sage Lotus Tarot TV 888. And today, I have an interesting topic to touch on a little bit today with you guys. So, I noticed around where I live, there's been some strange activity. Let me just put it like that. And there was a feeling in my gut that was telling me, I need to pay more attention to my surroundings. I need to pay attention to what type of information I'm divulging, and I need to make sure that, you know, I'm secure. So whether that's, security systems, whether that's an alarm system, what have you, I'm going to make sure that my safety is my utmost priority. And so I noticed the following days after that feeling I got, I noticed that there was a notice stating that there were people lurking in the shadows, quite literally, trying to steal, trying to break and enter into people's homes, into people's cars. And so to me, I was like, let me go ahead and touch on this topic a little bit because I want to look a little bit deeper and see what's really going on and see how we can arm ourselves a little bit better. And another thing that kind of seemed to fit that theme was the information I was divulging. So I want to touch on that a little bit more as well. I've noticed that, me being a little bit more reserved and a little bit more discreet about my comings and goings and where I'm going to be, where I'm at, who I'm hanging with, all of that. I'm deciding to stay silent about that. And so I think that should be the title of the video is just stay silent. If somebody is coming up to you asking questions, or, I've noticed a couple people that I would talk to. Um, some of them were just, some people that, we game and do little stuff like that. We'll chill in the party chat, stuff like that. And so I noticed that there were a lot of questions concerning where I'm at and, all these different personal questions. Okay. Going over the details won't make a difference about it. But the point is, I was like, what? Why does everybody want to know? Now, that may sound like a little bit of paranoia, but my motto is better safe than sorry. So I just kind of sat with that and was like, on one hand, it could just be that somebody's just wanting to get to know you. They're curious, and they're just making conversation. But then the other side of me is like, if that is the case, you still need to be careful of what you divulge. So I think that that's the theme. Okay, at least for today. So, whatever day you're seeing this, it doesn't matter. These are timeless readings. I just think that being more discreet, being a bit more cautious about what type of information you're divulging and who you're divulging it to, and just kind of being a little bit more low key would be in your best interest, chosen ones. Let me just say it like that. Now, with that being said, let me go ahead and get into this because I like to make these a little bit more, um, a little bit shorter, is what I'm trying to say. Now, let's start with this, okay? Now, guys, I don't know if the OGs remember this, but y'all leave a comment below. Let me know if you do. Uh, these are one of the decks that I started with. So I had the Egyptian Tarot deck, and I had this one. This is my all-time favorite deck. And what we're starting with so far, okay? Haven't laid the spread out yet, but what we're starting with is with this Magician reversed. So it's funny that I'm thinking about that. You know, there seems to be a lot of dishonesty going on. Let's just go ahead and put it like that. There are people that are trying to appear one way when really they're not. They're not on the up and up. They're trying to get information for their hidden agenda and their ulterior motives. And I feel like there's been some lies that have been told. So maybe some of you could be dealing with somebody who is quite literally a con artist. So scam artists, people that are spreading lies, people that may try to lie to get in your pants or lie to get your money or what have you, or to try to figure out where you're at, trying to see what you have, and then go from there. They may even become a honeypot and try to date you or whatever, just to try to get closer to you so they can get that information or see what if they can take something from you or what have you. Now, granted, this is not going to be the whole general message for today, but I'm just saying, it would be a little bit um, I think it would be a lot more prudent for us to focus on who we're dealing with, even in the romantic sphere, even in our friendships, and just people around us in general. So be wary of that, you guys. There seems to be somebody as well who could be a dark magician, somebody that likes to, not only be a con artist on the side by day, but they are quite literally a dark worker by night. Some of these people could be trying to do things while you're sleeping, maybe giving you gifts, something to that effect, where, it may cause disruption in your life or cause chaos in your life. Now, this is not to fear monger, to cause, fear within you. This is just as a heads up because that's the energy that's coming through the cards. Okay. And so, what I see here as well, some of us could be dealing with a situation where, you know, like I said before about scam artists, we have the Five of Pentacles here. So some of us may have given out a lot of money to someone who did not deliver. Okay. Someone that um, quite literally just said, hey, I'm able to do this. I'm able to turn your money into more money, or I'm able to invest this for you and get X amount of profits for you, and or real estate even for some of us. And some of us is dealing with some losses with that. Some of us could be dealing with, physical illnesses, dealing with overspending. So this could be in reference to somebody that quite literally might have conned us out of some money here. I also feel like there could be some conflicts concerning this right now. So some of us could be dealing with, a little bit of financial restraint right now, and we're dealing with having to recover those finances. Some of us may simply just be dealing with a physical illness. Some of you guys may have had to take time off of work, and it's causing a little bit of financial imbalances. But let me go ahead and put this all together and lay the cards out and get into it. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, yeah. I'm definitely seeing a lot of greed, materialism. People are trying to keep up with the Joneses, is what I'm hearing. Some of us may have been dealing with a lot of stressors concerning, maybe some of us have dealt with job losses. Some of you guys may have lost a job or walked away from a position where you just weren't making enough. You were overworked, underpaid, and right now you're just trying to recover from that. Some of you guys I'm hearing someone may have called out and said, had a time allotted for sick days, stuff like that. And I think that some of you guys have a really just ornery boss. They're very argumentative. They don't really want to give you the time that you need to recuperate, to get balanced, even though you've been working your tail off from sun up to sundown, without skipping a beat, without calling out. And some of us could be dealing with some energies where, we had to walk away from a situation where there were too many imbalances like that. We weren't being appreciated in the workplace. We weren't being appreciated, in concern with those around us. Now, the bottom of the deck, we have the Ten of Cups. So I like how that looks. That is going to set the tone for the entire reading. So this is just the overview. I feel like a lot of us right now, after we've come out of the time of loss, so such as financial loss, some of us are dealing with workplace losses. Some of us may even be moving away, from an old situation and into a new situation. Some of us may have already done so. So some of us could still be, trying to play catch up in regards to that. Some of us may have had unexpected bills as well. So I think that right now, the current energies are more focused on, more harmonious relationships. So it seems like we're getting along with the people around us. Some of us could actually quite literally be either getting into a relationship, or maybe we came out of a relationship where, things were they just were not progressing. Okay, they weren't improving, and now we've found a situation where we're getting along with the people around us. We're getting along with new people that we're establishing connections with, such as new friends, new associates, and even new love offers for some of us here. Some of us could be quite literally dealing with, going to, weddings, or having a wedding, planning a wedding. Some of us are in the midst of this as well. And remember, guys, just take what resonates and leave the rest, since all of this won't be for everyone, but I want to make sure I touch on all points. Okay, so let me go ahead and put this to the side and get into this, because this is a really interesting shift of energies that I'm seeing. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck earlier, I already discussed we had that con artist, we already had, financial losses and material losses. But now I feel like karma is turning in our favor. That is so beautiful. I love this card so much. I feel like we're opening new doors, okay? I want you to look at that gorgeous girl. You better work. Yes, we are opening new doors, and I feel like all of the good deeds that we have done and all of the steps that we've taken to make progress, to master the self, and to use our abilities for good, we'll start to see things manifest. I also see that this is the foundation. So I think that some of us may have dealt with just really, really, really evil negative energies in the past. Maybe some of us are empaths and we absorb these energies. You guys are dealing with now completing that cycle. And this speaks volumes because in the recent past, we have the death card. So I think through these endings, through you walking away from what no longer serves you, and that's people included, that's places and things included, now you're starting to see things transform. And right now, some of you guys, if you're dealing with any financial losses or you guys have been looking for work and to no avail, you felt like you weren't really gaining traction on that. Now I'm seeing with the Knave of Swords here, you guys will be getting some news. So this is going to be good news. And I think that you're going to start exchanging ideas, trying to figure out what your next move is going to be. Now, with that said, as I'm saying that you're discussing and exchanging ideas on how you want to progress and move forward and where you want things to be in life, I think that you need to just continue to stay on that discreet, cautious path and be careful about who you're telling your next move to. Because I've noticed in the past, and I'm guilty of this too, I've told people, hey, I'm really excited and I'm just all in my emotions, all in my feels, and so I'm not really thinking, let me look into who I'm really speaking to and figure out, if this is something that I should be sharing with them. And over time, I started to realize that these people were not really there for my best interest. They didn't have my best interest at heart. And they themselves were not positive. They were very negative. They were very self deprecating, defeatists, all of these things. So, in turn, that was then directed at me. And so, as an empath myself, I could tell that whenever I would be around them and I would have to ground and I would have to get myself to a point to where I'm releasing that energy that it just sticks to you like mud, like glue. And I think that by you guys speaking up, speaking your truth, and deciding to, cut off these ties here, and you're starting to, really focus on progression. So you're focusing on what is it that I can do to make my money work for me? Where can I go to where I know I won't be in the same area, around the same people, and finally get to a place where I can meet like minded individuals? What other things and activities can I involve myself with? And so I also see that some of you guys may be getting word in regards to going back to school. Some of you guys may think that, a career change would be best or in your best interest. That way you can actually, make your money not only work for you, but actually make enough to not just cover your bills, but be able to get what you need and save for unexpected expenses. So this is the Two of Wands here that we have. And I think that a lot of us are going to get word about decisions about moving forward. You're making progress. You're gaining, you're having monetary gains. So you're gaining more finances. You're gaining more opportunities to get multiple streams of income as well. And right now, I think a lot of us may be holding on a little bit too tightly to what we have, just out of fear of being put back in a situation where we didn't have, where we were in a place of lack. And right now, I just think that the focus needs to just shift and focus on what you want out of life currently and to stay away from people that are very greedy and materialistic. I see someone here that may be trying to either hold on to you or maybe you yourself have still held on to certain people, certain ideals, certain belief systems that weren't serving you. And I think right now this is circulating around money and how you spend it, what you spend it on, all of that. And a lot of us just need to focus on finding a better budget plan just to figure out what would work best for us, what we can cut out to where we can be able to put some money to the side whenever we need it. Now, this Eight of Cups, this is interesting though, because while you have all this new development around you, you're starting to see more opportunities develop. You're starting to see your money start to multiply. There's still an emotional component here where, even though you ended a lot of toxic relationships and left a lot of toxic places and situations, there's still something here where maybe in your heart or maybe in your mind for some of you, you're still holding on to this, you know, idea that maybe things will get better with certain people here. And this could just be focused on family mainly for some of us. But I definitely see that with the news that's coming in, you guys will start to make progress financially. And with this Eight of Cups in the challenge position, I just feel like, you're going to have to part ways, or you have been forced to part ways and walk away from certain people, places, and things because they're just draining you. It just, this energy alone, just with this one card, it's like, dang, there's somebody that's literally shedding tears about a situation, maybe having to end things, the way things ended. And that's funny as I'm touching on that. It was very strange. I kept getting like, when you think about somebody pops in your head, or like a random memory that you haven't thought about in a long time pops in your head, and you're like, I haven't talked to this person in this long, or whatever. You've made it clear you don't want to talk to them anymore, just because they've been toxic and they betrayed you and lied and did all these hurtful things, and you just don't want to deal with that anymore. I think some of us are still working through shedding and healing from that. And I think that us being forced to have to walk away, maybe some of you didn't really want to walk away, because you've known certain people for so long, but you had to. Certain places, even maybe you've gotten comfortable where you were at, and you just realize, you know what, it's more trouble than it's worth to keep holding on than it is to walk away. But the advice that I see here, and I do see multiple eights coming up, so that's a very good sign, especially coupled with this Wheel of Fortune. I absolutely love it. So with the Eight of Pentacles, this is going to be the advice. You're going to want to continue to focus on training. So keep building, making that effort. If you guys are looking for work, maybe ask around, see if someone knows, hey, maybe they can put you on to a position that you have qualifications for, you have experience for, you have education for, certification for some of you for, and it would just be good to go back to school, maybe to maybe expound on that. Or even, like I said, if you ask around, and say, hey, I'm looking for work. I'm looking to do something different. I've been in this field for so long. It's just, I need a change. And I think that the more consistent and persistent that you are with this, you continue to make that effort and to put your best foot forward and to, you know, put out feelers, resumes, all of that, you will start to see that you will find something where you'll start an apprenticeship, or you'll start, for some of you guys, it may be um, actual training. You're getting word that you're starting training. Um, and once you move forward with that, you can recover your finances. And I think that maybe that's why for some of you guys, you're dealing with, trying to hold on to what you have so you can make that stretch, because you got to wait until you get that check, and then you can go from there, and then you're playing catch up, and then so on and so forth. So I think that just focusing on the goal and keeping your eye on the prize is definitely going to take that aspect of fear and stress and kind of dull it a little bit. As long as you keep putting your best foot forward, and even if you get you get a no from one place, that doesn't mean that you'll get a no from every other place that you applied to. So stay positive, stay optimistic, and I do see positive changes coming your way and developing. I do see contracts on the table. So some of you guys could be actually signing a new lease. Some of you guys could actually be getting a new contract for a new job. So some of you guys may be independent contractors, and you're starting to see things actually grow with this. Some of you guys might actually be working towards getting an LLC, or starting something regarding your artistic passions. Your abilities. I think that that will start to actually bear fruit as well. So you could be doing something on the side here, get that built up, and then while you're looking for something, more consistent and stable, that way you can keep food on the table and bills paid, then combined and any other avenues of money, that you can make for yourself, such as donations, stuff like that. I definitely see things are going to be able to be more sustainable for you in the future. Now, some of you guys actually are quite literally going to job interviews here because, some of us may have been a little bit impatient, with the process and hearing a word, and some of us may have dealt with the fact that we haven't gotten word and we're like, what the hell's going on? Well, stay patient because I do see that eventually you guys will be moving forward. Some of you guys are actually waiting to move, and you guys will start to see that once you get out of certain environments and certain spaces, you'll start to see things grow and develop in ways that maybe you've never seen before, or maybe even before the time where you started getting involved with all these liars, cheaters, snakes, and fakes. Now, it's funny as I'm saying be patient because here we have the strength card. You definitely need to exert patience and to continue to stay strong, even in the face of adversity, even in the face of conflict in your trials and tribulations. Things will get better. And I know that that sounds so cliche to say and to hear, especially when you're like, well, you're not going through, you're telling someone else that's saying this to you, well, you're not going through what I'm going through, or you don't know how it feels for me, or this is just how I feel, it's a stressful situation. That's fine. Feel your feelings. But remember, take your time, keep putting your best foot forward, and always make sure that you put your faith in the Most High. I'm telling you, every single time I've been in a situation where I was like, I don't know how I'm going to make a way out of no way, there was a way that was made just in the nick of time, just at the right moment. So remember that. Keep your faith. Keep asking those questions. Keep searching. Keep moving and keep working towards your goals because the more that you do so, the more success you will start to see from that. But definitely be careful who you divulge certain information to. Keep your plans on the hush hush. And you will start to see that you'll make progress and it'll be a lot quicker than you thought it would be. So keep your heads up, you guys. That is what I have for you all. And remember, guys, if you would like to get a private reading from me, my site, my Wix site will be in the description box below. And I also saw some of you donated, so I really do appreciate your donations so much. It really is a nice surprise to wake up to that, and it does my heart good to see so much support from you guys. It really does mean a lot. And with that said, you guys, stay strong, stay blessed, not stressed. Peace and love.